All right, there we go.
There we are. Here we are. Here we go. Okay, Poland versus South Africa.
Yep, and the sides are correct, so that's always awesome to see. That's not South Africa. That is not South Africa. That is Iceland. That is not South Africa. That is Iceland.
What stream are you watching right now?
I'm watching the H stream. I gotta be on the H stream. Yeah, I'm on the H stream right now. Poland is not taking on South Africa. That is Iceland. 110%. That is Iceland.
No, Condi's a South African player.
Am I crazy? No. Okay. Okay. No. I messed up. I saw Sterling. My brain got messed up. Everyone ignore me for a minute. This is correct. You know what else is correct? Sterling got rid of ICAV immediately. So hey, point should be theirs if they keep bodies on it. That is because they're eventually gonna give up a bunch of space away. Condi eventually gone. I don't know how I messed up. My brain saw Sterling. My brain went, yes, it's this person. Clearly wasn't, as China is going to help them move forward and cap the point to start.
Yeah, really good start there from the side of Poland. They are, you know, despite being down one in the initial engagement, they are going to be able to stabilize and just kind of play on that outside area in order to make sure that they don't lose any more and then re-aggress once they, you know, just need to get the job done. So, yeah, really good start from them as there's a potential now for South Africa to re-aggress. If you could look at how fast they have this Kitsune rush.
Yeah, 100%. See how it goes down? Yeah, wow. Insanely quickly. Big disruption there for a moment. As everyone's going to get pushed back here. Egg's a little too far away from having theirs on line, so you see Max Relax is pulling the corner right there, and they're somehow still pulling this fight. They play it very safely, as Wim is able to get rid of two. Karma is like hanging on by a thread. Swim is doing the exact same thing. It's massive for them to all still be alive, quite frankly. The fact that ICAV's still alive is crazy as well, as Poland looks like they're going to close out this fight again.
Yeah, that was really dangerous there. You know, Zoom does get staggered out a little bit, but look at these ult charges that are online for Poland. They have literally all 5 available to them. So it's going to be really difficult for South Africa to re-aggress, considering all they really have is a Grav. That Grav has to go absolutely massive, right? You have to kind of hit both of these DPS with it and hope that they both press Q out of like a misclick situation. But it's going to be a difficult challenge as Poland just have all the advantages right now.
That they have, and now coming up 80% already. It's a struggle for South Africa to really get on to this point, but they have at least, you know, they have speed, they have the sound barrier with the grab, but Poland has all 5 available. Big grab flippers immediately going to hit it. They throw in 4 ultimates immediately, and only now does someone finally die as Flipper. Big boop, and that should seal your deal right there. It's just Jacob on the outside. They're gone. The full team life for Poland to take a convincing 100-0 to get things started.
Yeah, really good stuff there from the side of Poland, you know, despite losing a couple of players. Look at the ground. Look how destroyed the ground was. Did you see that?
Yeah, it is all messed up.
It is all messed up. No, but, you know, really good start there from Poland, just kind of completely dominating on all fronts, just out-positioning and out-maneuvering everything. I mean, Connie didn't even break 1,000 damage, so a little bit of an unfortunate situation there. Maybe you have to swap off that Venture. That is something that could be considered. But I don't know. It's going to be difficult for South Africa to really get into this with the comp that they're playing. You know, even though they are playing the Zarya, they just have to make sure that they're not really afraid of anything as they take the fights directly to Poland.
Yeah, that's the ideology right now. See what goes down as, yeah, Poland gonna make that swap momentarily over to the Juno to get them some speed, but right back to the Kiri instead. And hey, China's still being on this far as definitely going to be an issue, especially if Sterling gets directed on that first one and nearly goes down. But I love the fact that we have Condi out there now. Unfortunately, bit of an awkward trade this early on, as without Swim in the mech, this should be the rest of them falling over, as Condi, the only one still alive, and is currently in the back line.
Yeah, gonna try their best to get out of the situation, but it's gonna be dangerous. And as yeah, we do see Sterling swap it over to that Sojourn, and Swim also on that you know, that D.Va gonna trying to shut down that far as best as they can, but it's going to be really difficult, right? With a way that China's playing just so far away, it's really difficult for that D.Va to kind of get engaged and get the job done.
No, 100%. And you see them trying to cause some kind of flip over. There's good just coming through momentarily. As Swoom again is just demacked. So they just take the reset. Everyone tries to get out alive if possible. Condi is still hanging around the backline, by the way. Bro has been back here like the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, just a really good start. for Poland yet again. I mean, look at how close they are to having this Panopticon online. They're going to be building this at an incredibly rapid rate. As South Africa don't really have anything. Sterling's only 34 to an overclock here, as they need to get something done. Otherwise, I mean, this could be an exact same situation we saw before.
Bye, Jacob. That's not a good move at all. And now Swoom is probably going to get pushed off as well. Yeah, it's not looking great for South Africa, as they're going to be pushed back. Max Relax, big cleanups coming through, and Poland not happy after that loss to Germany, it seems.
Yeah, definitely playing like they do have a chip on the shoulder. They just want to get this match done and dusted with. A lot of ults still on the board here. Flipper a little bit behind in that terms of that beat, but Jacob is not that far ahead. South Africa just needs to get something. They're close to having a rush, I guess, but they're just being held on this bridge so incredibly well by Poland. They have to go for this white room, but it's so dangerous, especially with the damage that the bar can output.
We'll see. Last fight online almost gets the whip over on Swoom, but hits the wall instead. As Panopticon going to just hit the Diva, but right now they're trying to capitalize on this Kitsune rush as, I don't know. Oh no, Jacob's down. Condi is cooked too, and with Swoom out of mech, I don't think you can retouch. Jacob's got to have to hit the rollout of a lifetime, or else this one's cooked.
Yeah, that is, I mean, this is over. I don't think anybody got a touch at all. Yeah, no, that's going to be it. A really quick map here for Poland. They want to get this over and done with. They want to make sure that they secure their spot and they don't have to play any more of this Conference Cup as they take it in a really quick 2-0. I mean, there wasn't an ult on board for South Africa in that entire engagement.
No, that is not a great display, unfortunately, out the gate. And already decided, man, what are we doing to this now, you know? We get shut down so efficiently by Poland, who, again, are coming back after the back of, like, again, taking that loss to Poland, to Germany, I should say, their only loss of the day so far. It's rough, but they have to find a way to bounce back, because remember, the way the circumstances are, if they lose, they are done. They are out.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can help them in that situation.
Yeah. A lot of these teams still on their last legs, on their last chance in order to get the job done. As I'm just checking the other ones, it looks like Greece took the first map over Bahrain, and Czech took the first map off of... Oh, no, wait, Czech and Latvia are still going on.
Okay.
But everybody else has finished up their first maps for this first set.
Hey, pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
We'll see how it keeps going. This one, fortunately, does have a potential to be quick, and it's really unfortunate if that does end up being the case. But as things are right now, we'll just have to wait and see how South Africa is going to adjust. I mean, maybe you even go out your way to get rid of the Domina, because that, I think, was a big pincer for the Diva to not work. I don't know what the bans specifically were for that either. But hey, it's a scenario where you just have to find a solution because you are out of time. You need to win back-to-back maps to keep your tournament life alive.
Yeah, we'll have to find out, of course, what the move is here as we do wait for that second map to come underway. Also, really want to point out, because I think it's really fun to always point out when this happens, but Czech is running the Reinhardt on Lijiang and winning, which I think is always an admirable situation.
Makes sense. Makes sense, honestly. I can't lie. Why not?
Yeah, I like the Reinhardt. A little bit of honest tank play in the current year. It's refreshing to see.
A good old honest gameplay. My favorite.
A little bit of honesty, yeah.
Oh, we'll see though. It's kind of an iffy situation because it's really quick for Poland, who again I think are definitely playing angry after that last game, after having a really good run throughout the entirety of this weekend. They take their first loss, and it's like, nah, we can't take that laying down. We got
to come back like twice as hard. I completely understand what they're going from.
And we'll see what ends up happening. I'm seeing if the other games end up getting redrawn at all. Right now, it seems like they're going to potentially stay the same because they haven't been changed yet. We'll simply have to wait and see what ends up happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really important for us to understand, these next kind of couple of matchups, because if they are getting redrawn, then Turkey might not be facing... Have any of them been redrawn yet? Or is it just the...
No, none of them have.
None of them have? Okay. Very interesting. So Turkey versus the Netherlands is still on for now, but we'll have to see once the set, keeps going underway.
Correctly so. We'll see what ends up coming down.
Greece and Bahrain start their second one. Going to Midtown.
Hmm.
Bahrain's still looking for their first map win. That would be kind of cool if they can get it.
Yeah, it's their last chance to do it too. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah. Well, we won't see, but somebody will see.
We'll find out. We'll have to find out by looking, and looking is seeing,
True.
and seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing. I can put it up on the second monitor for maybe a minute or so, but. Yeah, we'll have to find out here as we should be getting our next map underway pretty soon. I bet both of these teams really want to get it done and over with. Especially since some of these teams are, trying to play, trying to secure their spot, or at least can secure their spot in like a tiebreaker situation. Might be like a little weird to think about, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yep, very much so. We'll see very shortly. We'll see what our second map is underway. Remember, it's still a pretty open pool in terms of maps. But maybe you decide to play a little bit more open, but no, we're going down the opposite of openness. At least my realism here is we are set up for our next map. I'm heading over here to Atlas, and in terms of what was banned, my brain is telling me the Kiriko was taken out.
Yeah, that has to be my assumption. The Kiriko taken off the board, considering both these teams are running Moira Lucio. How they play out, though, that is going to be the real question. Also, maybe like a Sojourn ban, considering the fact that neither of these teams run Sojourn. Instead, we see maybe it's a Pharah ban, considering China is on the May.
We'll see. There's a distinct possibility, but we're ready to get this one properly underway. Second map of the series, as Swoom is already going through a lot of the punishment they were going through in that previous map right there. Barely hanging in there currently. Has to be willing to give away some of that space to make sure they stay alive here, as ICAV back over on that classic Cassidy, trying to burn through some bodies at the point, going to unlock as they go in for a moment, but it's a big wall separation right there as Condi is completely away from the rest of the squad, and they're going to get wiped very quickly.
I feel like I'm a little bit behind you.
Are you a little bit behind me? I mean, you probably are way behind me. Yes. So. Yeah, because they very well encapped the point. Yeah. So.
Okay, yeah. Let me 2 times speed this. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, because I was gonna do color, but they were like still mid fight, and I was like, wait, what?
Okay, now you've gone too far forward.
Oh shoot, have I? Crap.
You've gone extremely far forward now.
Whoa, stop! Oh,
just right there. Just stay right there. Just, brother, just keep it playing. I will adjust. As ICAV finds a great shot. See you later, alligator, as they're going to start clearing out bodies once again here. As, yeah, Poland is taking another fight, and now, as we are approaching, we are at right now 55%. It is looking good for them.
Yeah. Also, again, look at the ult charges. Karma going to be coming up on that coalescence, but Poland have everything available to them. Poland only behind him with the Panopticon, but they should win out this fight and secure this first point. There's nothing stopping them. South Africa just have to pray that they get some neutral picks.
Yep, close wall right there. Swoom maintains back for an extra 2 seconds, and then they're taken out. And now Karma has coalescence. It's going to pop it as Freeze is going to get used. It's going to take bodies off the point. It doesn't really accomplish anything, quite frankly. But they are indeed going to win the fight, and Poland are going to continue trucking on forward. 1 down, and potentially 2 more to go.
They popped a couple of ults there. And we got a pause.
Gulp.
Oh boy, who DC'd?
It's a great question.
I want to talk about ult charges. But I can't if I don't know who DC'd.
True. It could just be a regular pause as well, for all we know. You never know. There's a distinct possibility. We'll find out very momentarily, though, as that yawn slips through from me as Hunter. And, man, God.
Yeah.
Someone must have heard us. There we go. We know the ults. We know the ult charges now.
I mean, yeah, Poland, I think, maybe overcommitted a little bit with both support ults, but I don't think they care all too much, as that was a complete domination. you know, going into that 100-0 situation. Jacob could be coming online here with a beat, and also a bomb is available for Swoon. But it's gonna, you know, really come down to this first opening fight. You know, if Poland can win this without using anything, or even if they do get the better and just win in the neutral, which they've been doing incredibly well so far, then it could just definitely be the side of Poland getting that first cap.
Yeah, genuinely so. We'll see how it goes down. There's still a lot to have to deal with, just having the Deadeye as well as the Panopticon. That's gonna be difficult to deal with because Jacob can hit a big sound barrier. There's a bomb available too, worst case scenario, but I don't know, man. It could be rough, but hey, they have a possibility. If they're still in this, they are gonna keep fighting back.
Yeah, something that could happen though is Woom eating the Panopticon. That would be best case situation for South Africa. They kind of need that to happen in order to win this fight. Actually, now that I think about it, otherwise I don't see a world in which South Africa win this. You know, just in the neutral.
Definitely so. We will see how it goes down right here. Sound Barrier used aggressively. Great wall to force everybody away as Panopticon comes out. Catches on to, I believe, only one recipient with Swoom now as Condi has finished out some bodies. Sterling there to help out, and it's going to be South Africa taking their first fight away here. And to be fair, they only have to use the Sound Barrier to do it.
Yeah, and also Poland used both of their ults that were available, so their ult economy is going to be a little bit in the trash. They don't have anything. They're going to be, what, halfway to a window of all things. So it's going to be difficult for them to kind of re-aggress, re-engage in. But we'll have to find out, of course, as oh my gosh.
Oh, big death loss for Condi. Gets one, finishes a second, and that's exactly... I think how South Africa needs to play this with a high level of aggression to where they pull that corner and they play at that breakneck speed.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to secure so much percentage off of it. I don't know what was happening to my voice there for a second. Sorry. Really good fight win for South Africa there. They secure so much percentage and they only use one ultimate, which allow a little bit of other ult charges to kind of start getting underway. As Sterling is going to have that Deadeye here, which could cause more space to be made. We'll have to find out here as this next fight coming from a different angle.
Definitely from so. More on the open is going to play more to Poland's strengths right here, especially with the Cassidy and the May out there, as Sterling going to let this Deadeye loose as bomb is going to get used. It forces everybody away as no one realistically should fall suit to this right now, but Max Life does get hit with it momentarily, stays inside of the Immortality field, so still sitting good as Eggs maybe looking to pull the trigger here as we're back to a proper 4v3 here as with that point flipped over, no retouch is able to be committed. It is tied up here on Atlas.
Yeah, really good fight win for the side of South Africa. You know, I was a little worried there for a second there, but there was no touching coming through from the side of Poland. So now South Africa have the advantage. They have both their support ults. Poland coming up on 3 of their own ults, but you know, if they overcommit yet again, this could be a situation in which you know, they want to make this as quick as possible.
We'll see how it ends up going down here. As ICAP, maybe not the place I would want to be right here, as Karma going to pull the trigger in here, try to keep some bodies alive. Sound Barrier used in response. Flipper still a little far away from getting it ready to go, so all they can do is hit the regroup as Condi, unfortunate recipient of the Deadeye right there. It should be a point flip coming over here for Poland. If they can commit a retouch in time, they barely will get one, and that should result in them taking this one away after a little bit of cleanup detail.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a problem to lose, right? Because you pop both of your support ults there from the side of South Africa, and so they don't really have anything in the tank besides coming up on a high noon, but Poland really kept all their cards close to the chest, and so there's not really anything to really, you know, scare them at all, as they pretty much have answers to every single thing that South Africa have to throw at them for the couple of upcoming fights.
Not a whole lot to really work with here for them, so... Unfortunately, you have to just take a quick fight here and hope that you can either burn them away, or you decide to give Sterling a little bit more charge, and then you go in with a Deadeye and try to find some results off of that. But right now, they are kind of taking their sweet time. And to be fair, this plays completely into how Poland wants to be able to fight as Condi puts pressure into the back line. So far, not getting a whole lot of Swoom is going to be frozen up, taken care of, and now Swoom quickly taken care of here. As unfortunately for Sterling, no results found, and for Poland, this is just clean-up squad coming through. Condi and Jacob, the only 2 remaining. Unfortunately, with these later deaths, this should be the 3rd point. Going to be locked in here for Poland.
Yeah, Poland going to secure that 3rd point. And now South Africa do have 2 ults, but They're not the most high impact ones unless you do go for like a Condi play where they do kind of come out of nowhere and go for a little bit of a cheeky play there. But we'll have to find out as, yeah, we are going into last point territory potentially. A lot of opportunities here for Poland to take the W to secure the win. As this really could go down to the wire. I do believe that South Africa can get it done, but they need to build ults and they need to build ults fast.
Definitely so. We'll see what goes down, though, as it is the tournament life on the line here for South Africa. Deep in a room here with the freeze is not the ideal circumstance. It's thrown out, and it is clicking. Heads timing here for ICAV. Gets rid of 2. Karma on the run. Doesn't matter. 3 finishing up for ICAV, and that is Poland securely putting themselves on that 4th point and still having a Deadeye on the bomb sitting by.
Yeah, we got to see at a really at the last moment there, ICAV managing to hit his keybind to put it into his so he could clip it, so he could put it in his next montage. Exactly. As a really good showing there from them. Lots of really good discipline, not really having to commit all too much besides just the ultimate from China. As South Africa going to be coming up on 4 ults, they can potentially switch this up, but it's going to really be an important option or an important task as Poland going to be opening up with this high noon.
Definitely so. And here's Deadeye ready to go here for ICAV. Ooh, so close to getting rid of Sterling, but Swoom, ball being frozen momentarily, is going to be kept alive with a little help from the Coalescence. But it's a pure 5v5 as Maxwell has to use the bomb to try to survive and get back into the mech. They'll do so successfully as they need to try to retouch. Retouch they shall not, though, and now Maxwell needs to be on the run now. This could be devastating if they were to get D-mech right here, but it looks like they should remain safe and sound as they do lose Sterling in the process.
Yeah, really good fight from South Africa. The amount of discipline they have. They have 4 ults on the table, and Poland, had to use the high noon. They do use the bomb, and so it's going to be difficult for them to get a recontest going.
Very difficult. But hey, they're going to try to push back. Condi is down. And now all you can do if you're South Africa is honestly just die on the point. It's the best thing you can do right now. Because you had everybody hanging on the background. Condi is so far away from finding value on this point right now. But it flips over. Swoom cannot beat D-Mech or else it could very well be game over.
Yeah, they still have both their DPS ults, and they're going to try their absolute best to get on with them. But, China still has this Blizzard, which can shut everybody down.
So Deadeye trying to make some space from both sides here. Not much for one, but for the other. Waiting for somebody to peek away as Swoom simply has to eat the freeze on the point. Condi going for it all. Doesn't work out too well. As Poland with this sound barrier trying to shut it down. Swoom is getting frozen to Kingdom Come. Is trying to survive. Jacob Karma around the corner trying to get these ultimates online. But Swoom going to be taken care of in quick succession right here. Karma needs to be the hero for South Africa to keep them alive. Eggs trying to run away. Immortality Field comes out as they're flying away, hoping to continually secure these touches right here as eventually Condi back on to the point. Sterling as well, hoping to find literally anything to keep them alive. Unfortunately, the dream comes to its end. South Africa will fall. Poland go 5-1 on the weekend and secure their spot in the EMEA qualifiers.
Yeah, that is going to be the end of South Africa's run. But it was a really, I think that second game was a lot closer than the first one. I think, Li Zhang was definitely a little bit of a shutout. But, at the end of the day, it is going to be South Africa falling by the wayside, not going to be able to secure their spot. And that is going to be the first match of Stream A. Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate for South Africa's dreams, but hey, they got to show up, they got to perform in front of everybody, and they got some really good, important wins, right, at the end of the day. So,
no,
definitely could be.
It's massive for them that they got to show up and do what they were able to do. Because again, you look at how they performed. Because realistically, they go and they win their first 3 games. They beat Switzerland, they beat Israel, and then they beat Greece. And unfortunately, it just isn't able to make it happen against some of these other big juggernauts at the very top, which, by the way, is the other 3 top teams here with Germany, Austria, Poland. It's a rough one.